Ukraine, which largely relies on Soviet-era jet fighters, has repeatedly requested fighters from the West to defend itself against Russian attacks. So far, the United States has declined, concerned about escalating the conflict, preferring to focus its military assistance elsewhere. Meanwhile, the UK Defense Secretary has said no British fighter jets will be deployed to Ukraine anytime soon. Britain has never ruled out sending fighter jets to Ukraine. Ukraine may finally receive Eurofighter Typhoon from Britain, reportedly. However, in an interview with Sky News, a Ukrainian fighter pilot said he would love to fly the UK's Typhoon jets, but is unsure how practical that would be, given how expensive and limited they are. A pilot who goes by call sign Juice, the American-made F-16, which is used by many countries around the world, is the best way to make the Ukrainian Air Force more deadly when pilots hit Russian targets, claimed to be an option. Piloted by Ukrainian fighter pilots, the Sukhoi 25 and MiG-29 are good armaments, but their outdated radars, bombs, and missiles have limited damage capabilities. According to a Ukrainian fighter pilot who called the F-16 the best choice, the F-16 is not only about quality, but also how many aircraft are readily available in Europe and other countries. We need to get them very quickly, and we should be operational, Juice added. Regarding a potential RAF Typhoon, Stis expressed a desire to fly a fourth-generation aircraft. However, he gave several reasons why he thought that was unlikely. He noted that while the Typhoon is a very capable jet, it is also very expensive and has a minimal number of platforms available. He expressed his desire to fly the Typhoon, but was unsure of the practicality of the idea. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise visit to London this week, telling British parliamentarians and allies that his country needs more advanced weapons, such as advanced fighter jets, to stop Russian soldiers. He said there is British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said nothing was off the table. The stage is to train Ukrainian pilots to provide NATO standards to the UK aircraft begins. A coalition of different nations is developing Typhoon and needs approval before delivering it to Ukraine, UK Defense Secretary Ben Wallace said. However, experts believe the Royal Air Force is unlikely to have much of a meaningful or long-term capability. Wallace added that the UK does not have many additional jets at its disposal due to current commitments, including air security in the Baltic and Typhoon squadrons in Qatar. According to Wallace, the likely Typhoon sent is designed exclusively for air-to-air combat and is not suitable for ground attack. There are also major practical concerns, such as the fact that pilot training takes time, even for those with actual combat experience. About 20 of the oldest Typhoons are expected to retire by 2025. Typhoons are also difficult to maintain due to extensive logistics and support systems. Therefore, the fighter plane that would be best suitable for Ukraine is thought to be the American F-16. Some EU leaders are keen to prevent public discussion over the fighter aircraft, but there is also worry about escalation and playing into Russian propaganda. That being said, experts believe that modern fighter jets would provide Ukraine with the capability to strike behind Russian lines and make it more difficult for Russian bombers to attack Ukrainian territory with impunity.